Freshly cut firewood makes me happy. It holds the promise of a nice hot fire. And with winter here, that's just what we want. Brothers and the occasional sister, it's Friday evening and my work's pretty much done. Just finished doing an edit. And that'll also be free to view on my Patreon. You won't have to pay for it. Shut up, I'm trying to do a vlog, duck. It'll be free for you to look at. It's got fishing, it's got people arriving, it's got ducks, it's got dogs. It's got my new Canadian canoe going out catching fish. It's got the guard, it's got everything. But there's some things I just can't post on public anymore, particularly when it comes to showing processing animals, even killing a fish. Anyway, the garden, before I take the dogs for a walk, the garden is doing pretty well. Pretty well. Check out the row of greens. Woohoo! Heaps of them. The tree tomato, it copped it in the storm and it lost a branch, and sadly it lost a branch and had some flowers on it that meant fruit. Oh well, can't win them all. But she's fair pumping. Right, Pace is squeaking in his kennel because he knows it's that time. He's actually had 2 walks a day. We can do a third because we can. And it'll be dark soon. Hey mate, who's a good dog? Who's a good dog? You're not a good dog, but you're a good dog, aren't you, Poe? Yes you are. Poe's a good girl. Yes you are. Actually they're all good dogs. The only bad dogs come from bad humans. Come on, let's come. You're a good boy, eh, you little kamikaze pilot? How's it going? I fucking love you, man. Now Pace McBride, calm down. Don't kill anything, just act normal and don't run away. He ran away the other day. You ran away for a long way, didn't you? Over the neighbours chasing a hare, weren't you? That wasn't me, man. Yes, it was. Like it. We were going to go hunting yesterday. The weather was stuffed that up. And today I had work to do. I'll show you the lambs. Calm down, Pace. Calm down. Look at the paint job on that one in the middle there. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. Mum's stomping a foot because the dogs are running around. She's a good mum. Yeah, but she's not happy about the dogs. Old mate over the fence having a look. So on the left hand side of the fence, over there, that's Murray's place and they're his sheep. And on the other side of the fence, these are mine. And that wall's where I've been dagging sheep. That's Dad, with his front legs bent so he's down lower like a goat. That's an old trampoline for cover from the sun behind him there in the background. And that's his son, who he periodically fights with. He's still got his tail on. We never got a ring on him. We should have. And that is Poe's new kennel, because she's living in this paddock half the time. She's a guard dog. She does a good job. She guards the whole paddock. Right, let's go for a walk. The log cabin is just begging to be lived in, but it ain't quite ready yet. But by God, doesn't it just look beautiful, brothers? Eh? Isn't that a man cave to die for? Come on, good girl. So some of you asked about what happened to part 2 of my hunting video where I took Nut away. I couldn't show it on public. I would get a strike for what it was on that. Pretty graphic, pretty sad. So that's also one of those ones you just can't put on public. It isn't my Patreon, but sorry guys, I would have liked to put it on public, but just, you've asked why I'm not posting on the Clay Tool Stories channel. Well, it got 2 strikes, and 3 strikes it's gone for posting graphic pig hunting. Those strikes have been lifted now, so I will start posting again there soon. I have got a primitive adventure to put up, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be pretty bloody awesome actually. Anyway, I want to talk about things that we address on the Broadcheck Club. The Broadcheck Club is a channel I created when tragically we lost one of our young fellas that I was looking after, amongst a bunch of other blokes at the time, and I just felt like it broke my heart, literally. It actually made my heart hurt. No wonder I had heart problems after that. I think Bruno dying tipped the scales. You do, you actually feel, I feel stuff in my heart, my chest. And I've got to the bottom of a lot of my own personal pain, physical pain. It was actually psychosomatic. I also struggled with a lot of chest pain when my mum was getting sick. And I didn't realise, I just thought, oh, it's a physical problem. But actually it starts up here. And now that I've got my mum in a really good place, I'm in a good place, and I realise how vulnerable I am. We all are. Unless you're made out of concrete and stone, then we get affected physically by stuff. What are you guys doing? Well, Poe's gone off to go to her favourite mouse spot. She's got a place out there where she catches the mice. So we all have this thing where we get an ache or a pain, And if you're a dumb bloke like me, I feel sorry for you if you're that dumb, but if you're someone like me that goes, oh, my heart hurts, so it must be my heart, and don't think of the wider picture, or my back hurts, so it must be my back, lower back pain, emotional problems, gut problems, emotional problems, a lot of stuff is physical stuff we're feeling, and it's not just the isolated area, it's the whole approach you've got to do to fix it. And it starts off with that bit of jelly between your ears. And I can tell right now that I'm well, because I can feel my own vibration is higher. I'm feeling a lot more positive. I'm feeling more content. I'm not happy all the time. Sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm happy, but I'm content. And I know that's because I feel good about my family. My brother's in a good place. My mum's in a good place. My dad, who's got FND, I really have been enjoying talking to him lately too. So it really affects everything. So if you've got a physical pain, it just might be that it's psychosomatic. Now that sounds a bit airy-fairy, I know, hard to wrap your head around, but it's true, because I saw a really good doctor and he said, no, this is to do with you're emotionally upset. And it's interesting that as soon as that problem fixed, look at these guys, just going for it. They're just hoofing it, man. God, they need to hunt. Anyway, just thought I'd drop that one on the Bro Check Club to let you brothers know that if any of you out there have got any physical pain, it might be a psychological or an emotional pain. Because we've all got mental health. None of us are immune from mental health. Just like physical health, spiritual health. Some people would call that emotional health. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But we've definitely got mental, emotional health that relates back to our physical health. And I think of a whole picture in Western medicine. We often just treat the symptom, but we don't treat the causation. Like, say for instance, you're one of these very unfortunate people that has really bad anxiety, and I'm speaking of someone I know right now, someone I'm very close to, who does, and that person's taking lorazepam. Now, I've never taken any anti-anxiety medicine, so I'm not really qualified to talk about it, but I've read a lot about it, and I know that lorazepam should be taken for an absolute maximum of 4 weeks, and then you should go off it. And lorazepam basically dulls down the effects of being anxious, but of course it doesn't deal with the causation of where your anxiety is coming from, and that's what's got to be addressed. It's like any illness, whether it's physical or mental, you've got to address the causation of it to fix it. So to continually keep taking lorazepam as an example, you are just masking a symptom of something you've never dealt with. And it may be such an underlying problem you're not even aware of what it is. What are you doing, Pope? Come over here, Pope. Back up. So you might have something that's in your subconscious, like I had in my subconscious, like I was upset about my mum because she was getting sick. And subconsciously I was upset and I didn't realise it was what was making my heart hurt. Does that make any sense? So, something to think about. The other thing I wanted to talk about on this walk while I'm doing the dogs, where's Pope got? Come on, Pope! Oh, Johnny, don't take a poo right there. Look, right on the track where I walk. Always does it right on the walking track. Got a whole paddock, but you got to poo right where I walk. And then I get up my boots, and then oh, no, yuck. The other thing I wanted to address in this quick snap vlog, which it is because I'm not editing it, is trauma that a lot of us, let me just rephrase that, trauma that all of us, every single one of us, have at some stage that comes from our caregivers, our parents or our caregivers. Everybody, no one's excluded, in some way or some form is going to get some form of trauma at some stage. It just happens. I mean, there's no such thing as the perfect parent, and there's no such thing as the perfect child. What are you doing, Pace? Get your head out of there. Leave it, Pace. We all have things that happen to us along the way, and at some stage you grow up and you realise, well, mum and dad were just people like me and they weren't perfect. And you accept it and you take responsibility for how you process everything. What do you do? What's in there, Pace? What's he after? What's this all about, eh? You trying to chase a rabbit? Leave the rabbits. Don't you touch the rabbits. Is there a possum in there? What's going on, eh? Don't touch. Pace, you leave it. Johnny, get out of there. Don't touch, Pace. There's something in here he wants to get. Yeah, probably a rat's gone down there or something. Anyway, so now I don't want to make less of real serious trauma that people have, because that exists too, and that is legit, and it's often the cause of a lot of really deep-rooted problems. But sometimes it can get blown out of proportion and people think they're uniquely by themselves and alone and no one else has suffered any trauma and they're in a sort of a world of their own. And to comfort you and your trauma, we've all had some trauma. We just all do the very best we can to process it. It's not that our parents intentionally, unless they're absolute frigging monsters, have put that on us. They're just made the human mistakes that we will make as parents ourselves. We can't but not, because that's the way we are. So you have to, at some point, recognise that we live in a world full of brothers and sisters that have all had some trauma, and find a place to put it and manage it and move forward with your life. I'm not making less of people that... I guess what I'm saying is you're not alone. We've all had some trauma, and we'll all have some more, and that's part of the human existence. There is no such thing as the perfect upbringing, or the perfect life, or the perfect health, or the perfect anything. And things aren't all fixable. Some things are not fixable. Some things... But everything is, in some way, there's a way to manage it. Like, I think about my own addictions. I mean, I've got the worst addictions, and I'll never ever stop being addicted to certain things, but I manage it. I manage it. It's been a long time since I've walked out on stage to play a show, and I've had so much Charlie up my nose, I've walked out on stage like I've had a flour bag over my head. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, how you going? That habit's long gone, but, you know, still wee thing ticks up there. Oh, that'd be nice. My addiction to food is probably the worst addiction. If man can't control his addiction to food, if you can't control your addiction to food, you're stuffed. And I was stuffed. And that's an addiction that I've really, really battled with. Because I'm a pig. I love my meat. I love my bacon. I love my crackling. I love my duck. I love my wild pork. I love my lamb. And all those things, you know, you become gluttonous, and that saturated fat, it's going to kill you. You're going to end up with atherosclerosis if you eat the amount I eat. In balance, fine, but if you're a pig like I was, and that's just basically my addiction. And I've got lots of addictions. I used to be addicted to hunting. I used to do it all the time. These days, I probably don't do it enough. I could probably do more for these guys. Look at the little wankers running around the paddock trying to catch a rabbit. Well, it's not their fault. They're bred for hunting, and I should be hunting them more, but the weather's been just rubbish. Just absolute rubbish, and I haven't been able to get out. Anyway, not to minimalise any trauma you've suffered in your childhood, just understand you're not alone. Every single person you look at has had their battles. Every single one. There is no such child that exists that's had the perfect upbringing. Oh, maybe Buddha did. Apparently he had the perfect upbringing, if you believe that. But everybody else has had their toes stood on, their fingers jammed in the door, the hot water bottle was too hot, they got their molars drilled when they were too young, parents screamed at them one time. It's lots of things, and everybody interprets things in their own way. Just what's traumatic to another kid might be exciting to someone else. Like for me, my dad made me a speedboat, and it was just frigging exciting. I was 5 years of age, and it went like 25 knots, and I was that close off it was like a speedboat, literally a speedboat. It was that close off the water, just really low. Now to me, that was a buzz. If my younger brother Tristan had been in that, he would have been traumatised. I know how he is. He would have been traumatised because we're both different. So what's to one person? One man's good's another man's evil. So there is no fixed way that something's correct or perfect or ideal. It just doesn't exist because we're all so uniquely different, and the way we receive signals from what's happening around us. Get out of there! Get out of there! Pace! Get out! Sorry. Come on! We all just process stuff differently, and we grow up and we're different. That's why we're all uniquely different. So that's my little spiel today on trauma. And I hope that if you have had any trauma, that you've done the work to unravel it and work through it. And you don't keep on ruminating and going over it, because that's not healthy either. You put it in a place where you move forward, and you evaluate, you can see it for what it is with your adult brain, and then move forward. Otherwise you get caught in the bloody, it's like a whirlpool going round and round and round, you never get out. That's not healthy. Right, we're going to crank open this gate, and you little wankers are going to stay in close. It's been a couple of days of work since I didn't the weather kind of slowed me down a bit, and now the work's done, I feel like I can actually relax a little bit. And tomorrow, well, it's going to rain again tomorrow, so that's pretty much it. Tomorrow I'm going to do some work on my new canoe and fix it up. I'm pretty stoked because my son Yona has just come back from Fielden, and he's up here right now, and we're going to hopefully do a mission away. Going to go into the Sounds for a few days. We were going to do it in Fielden, but we're probably going to do it up here. So I'm pretty excited about seeing my boy. Good Pope. Good boy Johnny. Good boy Pace. Right, it's going to be dark soon, brothers, and the occasional sister watching today. Look, oh, Johnny down here on my hand. He's a good boy. As always, these are only my views. They're not necessarily correct. Just what I have found from my own past experience. I'm always prepared to be wrong, and please prove me wrong if you can, because I like being criticised when it's constructive and it's helpful, because it helps me become a better man. But also, when you are going to be critiquing me, please put some evidence of your critique, like a link to the science behind it, or something that's actual beneficial where I can go forward, because I try to be a better bloke every day, and I hope that you're becoming a better bloke every day too, or a better sister for that matter. Go steady, and I'll see you in the next Bro Chick Club video, and have a bloody awesome weekend. See you later, alligator. Good dogs.